What's up guys, AJ here for NSMB. Today we're taking a look at the Newman SL A.30 wheel set. The wheels are constructed from 7075 alloy and also feature a little channel in the rim bed to help hold your tyre bead in place. They feature 28 spokes front and rear, and the 29-inch set with an XD driver weighed in at 1782 grams. The Microspline driver on here weighs an extra 7 grams, 47 grams versus 40 grams. For rotors, we're looking at 6-bolt front and rear, and there's no option for Shimano's center lock brake system. Wheels are available in a 12x148 rear for boost and a 15x110 on the front axle. As visible there, the hubs are really quite small, creating very little flange. That little amount of flange also means you've got a longer spoke than some comparative wheels. Front and rear, the wheels feature an ERTO of 622 for the 29-inch option here. There's also a 27-inch wheel set available if you want. The driver features a system similar to the DT Swift Star Ratchet. There's no spring involved in this one. On the surface are a bunch of little teeth, if I can get those in focus, that engage with each other and give you momentum. There's 36 teeth, so it's one of the possible letdowns of this system. It's not the highest engaging hub available, but it is light and it's easy to maintain. There it is inside the driver as well. I've never really been crazy about hub engagement points, but I do notice it when coming off a higher engaging hub to something like these Newmans. They just don't really have that last minute kick that you need in a technical climb or in a shitty situation where you need a little momentum. Aside from that, the wheels are light, they're strong, they've taken a thrashing. There's a ding in this rear wheel somewhere around one of these, but it's not even visible to me now looking at it. But rather than folding the lip, it actually pushed an entire section up, gave it a little bit of a bulge, but that was a hit that on any other wheel I would have been grabbing the pliers and fixing it up. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Well, that's enough of the tech jibber jabber. Let's get out on the trail and see how these things fare. I've been riding these Newman A.30 wheels for about 4 or 5 months now, and they've been really good on the trail. They're a lot lighter than what I was riding. Prior to these, I had the Spank tuned Vibracore wheels on here, which were pretty portly. But anyway, we're talking about the Newmans. So coming off those Spank wheels, these were considerably lighter. They're in the sort of 1700 gram range, mid 1700s, and coming off a 2200-ish gram wheel set, it's going to make quite a difference on the trail. So the first thing I obviously noticed was the lack of weight climbing on them. This kind of stuff I'm doing now is a little more constant output required with the heavier wheels. And generally I'm not much of a weight weenie, but prior to those Spanks, the heaviest wheels I'd had on my bike were 1800 grams, so these kind of put it back into the more common area that I'm used to. So yeah, they're lighter. The feel is great. They're not stiff. They're definitely compliant, and sort of trademark that word for 2019, 2020, maybe even 2021 compliance trend of the years. But they don't deflect off things. They feel good, wet or dry. The wheels track quite well. I'm a lighter weight rider. I weigh about 74 kg, soaking wet. But I've also been notoriously bad on my wheels for some reason, despite being told I'm relatively smooth on the bike too. I guess I don't mind a bit of a smash every now and then, and that's where we're heading today. So after I got back from Australia and did my isolation from the whole COVID thing, I started riding somewhere over there in Squamish. So that's where we're heading right now. And the reason we're heading there, and the reason I kept going back there, I noticed far more impacts, or rimmers as I like to call them, than I have in the past out here. And when you're testing a set of wheels that are supposed to have technology to help prevent flats and burping and make them stronger, then you want something that you're going to smash them into the ground on. So I found a few sections on this I was rimming consistently, front and rear. I've been running Maxxis Double Downs, front and rear, no inserts. Some viewers may remember Cam talking about not putting inserts in a test wheel, and I believe we're all supportive of that statement, because you can't really test the durability of a wheel when you're putting something in it that's obviously going to make it more durable. So these have not had an insert put in them yet, but I do run double down tyres. What's really interesting is I've been running more air pressure than I normally do the last few rides out here, and I'm still hitting rims. I bumped up to my summer pressures earlier than I normally would, and then I went a little above in the rear. While we're on the subject of setup, the wheels have spent all their test time on my Geometron G1 or Nikolai G1. 162mm rear travel, 160 up front is how I have it set up. Coil front and rear right now. The wheels are targeted basically at a bike just like this, an enduro or mountain, whatever you want to call it. 160mm sort of travel bike. Double down shifts. That's the guy that bent my derailleur in that corner. I found him a while back. Woo! A little greasy. Somewhere over there, it's kind of janky at the top. A couple of tight corners there. That's really good. A little janky here again. Couple more janky ones coming up. We got some chump there. No rimmers yet. Pretty wet. Oh, riding sketch. Oh, it gets everyone. All over the place. So why do I keep talking about rimmers? Well, a wheel with a whole bunch of tech going on that's supposed to make it better and more durable should be able to take some good rimmers and shrug it off. We've got one good one coming up. We're going to take a good little twist turn onto the original line. That corner's sick. Oh, butter. That's where I was hitting every time. And where I blew my tyre. Like I said, something that's supposed to be durable, take it, shrug it off, and really that's what's happened. Like, there's one good flat spot in one of the wheels. Concentrate. But that little jabber needs to go. Oh. Actually, I take it back. I flatted up here. We're about to get to it. Right off this. Good. One there. I've been focusing, putting these down the rougher, more established stuff that's harder, that's going to put more abuse into them. And they've stood up to it. So, to summarize, they're an alloy wheel. They will ding and deform. You will be able to flat a tyre with them. Like all alloy wheels, they're not indestructible, or like any wheel, they're not indestructible. Trail fill is great. They don't deflect or bounce too much. They track well. There's not the zip out of corners that a carbon wheel has. There's not the zip of even the Spanx that I had before, but those were a full-on downhill wheel that weighed about 500 grams more. It's all about pros and cons. So if you want a lightish wheel for all mountain riding and abusing, then something like the Newman is a good option. They've proven durable. They ride quite nicely. And they've got a lot of things really well thought out. So that's my review on the Newman wheel, the A.30. It's a 30mm internally wide alloy wheel with 28 spokes front and rear. Engineered in Germany, and it's pretty impressive. Links to more in the description below, and check NSMB for more information on the wheel set. Thanks. So, skip over. A little bit of a grunt. Nothing like a shitty rubbly mess to climb up. It's good for the soul. Someone made that a roll and I'm tired.